Jennifer Lopez has some very strict rules for Ben Affleck to follow, and these rules allegedly are supposed to make their relationship work better. The first rule is Ben needs to get along with Marc Anthony.
One of the more encouraging rules, friends with Marc Anthony.
We all know Jennifer Lopez and Ben Affleck, they've had their fair share of celebrity relationships, but according to this rule, well, Ben needs to get along with J-Lo's ex-husband, Marc Anthony. And this is all because he is the father of their twins, right? So it's said that they have a pretty close relationship, even though they got divorced back in 2014. Another rule is that whenever she goes to the gym, well, Ben's gotta pack up his gym bag and go along with her.
Well, at first, no, I just loved it.
Of course, gym dates are pretty common now among couples, and J-Lo's workout routine though, yeah, this one is pretty intense because she's J-Lo. Like, she has to weight train and strength train for hours on end, and she apparently refuses to do this alone. So every time she goes to the gym, Ben needs to accompany her the entire time and also maintain his own fitness.
Lopez reportedly put Affleck on a strict diet and workout regimen since the two started dating again.
There's also this strange rule about tipping. Okay, so there was a former employee of a casino that shared about how Jennifer Lopez was very stingy with Ben's money, saying, and I quote, "Lopez tells Affleck not to tip. He doesn't tip anymore, baby. You don't need to tell him nothing. He ain't doing it." There have also been some other allegations that say that she would take away big tips from service workers if Ben actually gave them a tip. Maybe Ben is too generous of a tipper. Who knows? But hey, he's got millions of dollars.
It was very much like great and joyful and wonderful.
J-Lo also requires Ben to keep the house spotless. Of course, they have millions of dollars. They can afford all the housekeepers, the maids, yard workers, you name it. But J-Lo supposedly has some pretty strict rules for Ben, and he needs to follow them 100%. Like, he can't leave a dish out without washing it up. She wants to keep the house 100% clean. Yeah, I can just see her right now, kind of just micromanaging. Oh, that cup, rinse out that cup, wash that plate. This next rule kind of makes sense. No female flight attendants allowed. So let me explain this one. According to Fox News, J-Lo, she still does not allow female flight attendants on her private planes after her then husband, Marc Anthony, allegedly cheated on her with one. So, I mean, there could still be some scars there. I don't see anything wrong with this rule at all. She's just trying to make sure that Ben doesn't have any wandering eyes looking at the flight attendants. Makes sense. The rules continue. Ben is in charge of buying the homes as well as in charge of moving. According to the Spanish tabloid Marca, in order to keep J-Lo happy, Ben needs to be in control of all of their relocation affairs, such as moving or buying a house. House hunting is definitely hard enough, but not being able to divide it up amongst each other, yeah, that's gonna be even harder. But yeah, that's Ben's job, and this is all to keep J-Lo happy. Another rule that J-Lo makes Ben follow is that he needs to be 100% open and honest about his recovery from drinking too much. She reportedly checks in with him frequently just to make sure that he's not going back to those old habits. Having no more kids is another strict rule, and there's no wiggle room with this one. J-Lo is done with having children. She's not planning to have any more, and she needed to make sure that Ben 100% understood this. No more children. Now, this next rule is kind of complementary to another past rule talking about Ben and drinking. Well, she has long been accused of being very strict when it comes to how many drinks that they have when they go out. And this is not just with Ben, by the way. This is with all the previous men that she's dated. However, in this case, because of Ben's drinking habits, well, this one does make sense that she's pretty strict when they go out, and they cap it off at just 3 beverages. Now, this next rule has to do with the bedroom. According to reports, J-Lo and Ben, they actually have this in their prenuptial agreements. It requires them to have a minimum of 4 intimate relations per week. And yeah, that was apparently her idea.
The details of Jennifer Lopez and Ben Affleck's relationship is so messy, guys.
That sounds crazy. It's because we are.
And wow, with these divorce rumors, I wanted to take you through a timeline of this dysfunctional relationship. They've been married for 2 years after reconnecting 20 years after their breakup. But clearly, they're still incompatible because it's definitely not working out for them.
It was all like nothing really special.
So starting from when they met in 2002, we're gonna take a journey to see what the timeline looks like, who else they dated in between, and what really happened in this relationship. Early 2002, Jennifer Lopez and Ben Affleck met on the set of the crime comedy Geely. J-Lo was married to Chris Judd at the time. July 2002, J-Lo was caught locking lips with Ben at her 32nd birthday party, and she filed for divorce from Chris Judd just 2 days later. November 2002, Ben Affleck has a cameo in the Jenny from the Block music video,
I'm real, I thought I told you, I'm really.
which he later said he regretted. He said, "It not only makes me look like a petulant fool, but it surely qualifies as ungentlemanly." Yikes. November 2002, Ben Affleck asked Jenny to go on a trip to Boston to visit his family, and he there proposed to her. It made J-Lo cry, incredible, purging tears of happiness, and her wedding ring apparently cost $2.5 million. Now, in September 2003, they postponed their wedding one day before it, claiming excessive media attention.
14 ushers and bridesmaids, and 3 days before, we just crumbled under the pressure.
In January 2004, they officially called it quits. June 5th, 2004, J. Lopez got married to Mark Anthony, who she first met in 1998. June 29th, 2005, Ben Affleck got married to Jennifer Garner, who he met on the set of Pearl Harbor 4 years earlier, and started dating in the summer of 2004. July 2011, Mark Anthony and J-Lo, who had 2 children together, announced that they were separating. In June 2014, they finalized their divorce.
It was my first kind of heartbreak.
June 30th, 2015, Jennifer Garner and Ben Affleck, who have 3 children, announced their divorce days after their 10th wedding anniversary. March 2015, J-Lo tells People magazine that there was genuine love in their decade-old relationship and says tabloid attention put a lot of pressure on them. February 2017, J-Lo started dating former Yankees player Alex Rodriguez. In July 2017, Ben begins dating Saturday Night Live producer Lindsay Shookus. March 9th, 2019, Jennifer Lopez announces she and Alex Rodriguez are engaged. April 2019, Ben and Lindsay break up. March 2020, Ben and his Deep Writer co-star Ana de Armas were spotted kissing in Costa Rica. January 2021, Ben Affleck and Ana break up. March 2021, J-Lo and Alex officially split 1 month after calling it off their engagement. The next point after this one is mind-blowing, guys. April 2021, Ben Affleck speaks to InStyle for the magazine's cover story about J-Lo, calling her the hardest working person he's come across in this business. In May 2021, rumors that Ben and Jenny are back together are reported by US Weekly and later confirmed by E! News and People. September 2021, the pair makes their first red carpet re-debut at the 2021 Venice Film Festival and followed it up with a Met Gala appearance. In April 2022, the couple announces their engagement and J-Lo shows off photos of an 8.5 carat natural green diamond ring. July 16th, 2022, the pair marries in a Las Vegas ceremony and had a party to celebrate at Ben's Georgia estate. In January 2023, J-Lo announced that the couple and their children moved in together. February 16th, 2024, J-Lo releases the album and documentary This Is Me Now, with at least 2 tracks written specifically for her husband, Dear Ben and Dear Ben Part 2. Apparently he was mortified by this. On March 31st, they were seen in public together on Easter Sunday on a lunch date. May 14th, Jennifer Lopez is seen looking at houses without Ben. May 17th, Jenny and Ben were seen together for the first time in 6 weeks outside of a school performance for one of Ben's children in photos published by several tabloids. On May 21st, Jennifer Lopez attended the Mexico City premiere of Atlas Solo while wearing a bridal white gown and simple wedding band. Ben was reportedly absent due to filming schedules in his own upcoming movie. May 22nd, Jen was asked if the rumors about her and Ben are true while at a panel to promote her latest film Atlas. She shut the question came down with a quick, "You know better than that" to the person who asked.
Ben Affleck isn't known for being happy in Hollywood, which is probably why it's so noticeable when he's this happy with his ex. Let's look into it.
And I would never want my kids to think I would ever say a bad word about their mom.
When Ben Affleck and his ex-wife Jennifer Garner got back together to send their daughter Violet off to college, he was grinning once more. However, in the midst of their marital qualms, his current wife, Jennifer Lopez, was noticeably missing from the important family occasion. Ben appeared content and at ease while having dinner in the Connecticut town of New Haven with Jennifer Garner, Violet, and their child Finn, according to pictures that DailyMail.com has obtained. It's rumored that Violet attends Yale University, a New Haven-based Ivy League institution. Rumors of turmoil in Ben and Lopez's marriage surfaced during the joyous occasion. During the outing, he did not wear his wedding band. Even though J-Lo and Violet had a strong relationship, she did not attend the milestone event. After having supper outside of South Bay, the four of them had a leisurely stroll around the neighborhood. During the excursion, Ben gave Finn a beaming embrace. As the four gathered on the pavement, Ben, dressed in a button-down, trousers, and Nike trainers, was seen bringing Finn in for a tender hug. Garner, on the other hand, wore trousers, a striped sweater, and stylish black glasses. Before Violet's big day, the four seemed genuinely at ease and content as they enjoyed a warm evening together. Violet, Finn, and Samuel are Garner and Affleck's 3 children. The couple were wed from 2005 till 2018. Early in 2024, Violet graduated from high school, and her mother commemorated the occasion with an emotional Instagram post. The actress appeared to be crying in her Instagram picture as she celebrated her daughter's big achievement. Garner said in the caption of her photo series, "Tell me you have a graduate without telling me you have a graduate." Garner was seen crying in a lot of different scenes on the carousel, including what looked to be Violet's graduation ceremony and a flight.
How are we gonna make it? What are we gonna do?
After being spotted in a photo posted by her high school's Instagram page sporting an Ivy League t-shirt, Violet hinted that she would be attending Yale. According to a flurry of rumors, Affleck and Lopez are heading towards an imminent divorce around the time of the sighting. It is rumored that J-Lo and Ben are living apart, and as DailyMail.com previously revealed, they have divorce papers ready to be filed at a later time. She recently paid a discreet visit to his home on his birthday. Later that evening, she enjoyed the company of her pals at a Bruno Mars concert held in honor of the opening of the new Intuit Dome in Inglewood, California. Jennifer visited Ben for his birthday as well, ahead of the Bruno Mars show. Lopez celebrated her own 55th birthday in July without Ben. Ben made headlines in July 2024 when he bought a $20.5 million house in the Pacific Palisades. Prior to that, he was renting a home in Brentwood for $100,000 a month. J-Lo has been residing in their opulent Beverly Hills property, which is up for sale now at $68 million. Recently, after Affleck had taken his son to the mall, Lopez was also spotted paying a visit to the actor's Brentwood rental house. Lopez didn't even wish Ben a happy birthday on social media, giving the impression that she was snubbing him. She looked stunning in a series of Instagram photos, posing in a Dior dress with glittering details. Standing next to a vintage convertible, J-Lo paused for pictures that were shot in June while she was at the Hamptons. The couple is moving on separately, according to a source who recently told People that Jennifer Lopez is trying to find a new home to start fresh.
Are Jennifer Lopez and Ben Affleck completely done? Well, there are some major signs that are leading fans to believe that their relationship is completely over and it's just a matter of time before either one of them files for divorce.
I didn't think much of myself, and so the world didn't think much of me.
Things are looking really bad between them, and here's just some of the biggest signs that J-Lo and Ben are done. Jennifer Lopez was seen stepping out without her husband Ben Affleck on Wednesday, May 15th, 2024, and this really fuels speculations that they are splitting up. J-Lo and Ben, known as Bennifer together, they were last spotted together several weeks prior at the end of March 2024 while having lunch in New York City. And the solo sightings have been increasing since then. If you're not familiar, Jennifer Lopez and Ben Affleck, they actually got engaged way back at the end of 2002, but they split up a year later before calling it quits permanently in 2004.
Ben Affleck has hit a breaking point with J-Lo.
Then fast forward all the way to 2021, April 2021 to be exact, J-Lo and Ben were sighted together for the first time in over a decade, fueling some dating speculations. And they finally went public with their revived relationship, and they got married in July 2022. However, it has now been alleged that the couple simply couldn't make it work, and it may be splitting up after less than 2 years of marriage. According to a source who talked to the publication In Touch, Ben has already left their home that they shared together. Yeah, that's wild. Ben has already moved out completely out of their $60 million home that he shares with Jennifer Lopez.
Ben Affleck moved out of the house that they shared.
And to elaborate on this, here is what the source had to say. He's focusing on his work and his kids now. Ben already moved out, and they'll likely have to sell the dream home they spent 2 years searching for. They'll never stop loving each other, but she can't control him and he can't change her. There's no way it could have lasted. Guys, this is pretty sad. Like, this was literally their dream home. $60 million. It's 46,000 square feet, and they've only lived in it for like a year. The property itself, known as Wallingford Estate, sits on a 5-acre promontory, which is a raised mass of land that projects into a lowland or body of water. And their home has 12 bedrooms and 24 bathrooms. So guys, this place is massive. And now fans have noted that the couple has been spending a lot of time apart recently, and they're even attending events separately. For instance, this whole recent incident where Jennifer was spotted leaving without her husband Ben Affleck, where she arrived at a dance facility in LA dressed casually and sporty, and she was surrounded by her crew. And that's where fans noticed that, yeah, another sighting, no Ben with her. Also, Jennifer Lopez co-chaired the Met Gala in New York alone on May 6, 2024, and it was pretty surprising to fans who expected that Ben Affleck would attend with her. Ben is claimed to have been working on the film The Accountant 2, but the insider claims that he decided to call it quits on his marriage to Jennifer, and that's the reason why he didn't show up. Outside of that, Ben Affleck was seen on his own at the roast of Tom Brady on May 5th, 2024, where he delivered probably the worst set of the night, in my opinion at least. Like, what was that, guys? If you saw the roast and you saw Ben's piece, you know exactly what I'm talking about. He also seemed pretty anxious and not really himself, so maybe he's dealing with all this personal stuff with the marriage. Probably. Then there was Jennifer's decision to air her Amazon Prime documentary, The Greatest Love Story Never Told, and that was back in February of 2024, which recounted her love journey with Ben Affleck. And as well intended as she may have been, well, this documentary appears to have caused a lot of strain on their marriage, and it didn't benefit their marriage in any way. This was all part of a $20 million tribute to Ben, which also included This Is Me Now, a love story, which is a semi-autobiographical musical rom-com action sci-fi film. And JLo also released This Is Me Now, which is her 9th studio album, also in February of 2024. So she kind of went all out with this, trying to make this big tribute to Ben, all this production, and it seems like it was to no avail. The source also went on to say this: Ben would never try to stifle Jennifer's dreams or tell her she can't do something that advances her career, even though she can be quite controlling of him. The couple has previously appeared pretty tense in prior outings together, including a heated confrontation during their St. Bart's vacation. And then just a few months earlier, in September of 2023, Jennifer was photographed looking pretty anxious as she sat in the passenger seat of a car with Ben as they drove around LA. The two also had previously raised some eyebrows when they were pictured at Jennifer's film, The Mothers, premiere in Los Angeles, and Jennifer had a pretty uneasy moment while posing on the red carpet, frowning and making some faces at Ben, and he appeared to be pretty unhappy during this whole incident, although a lip reader did subsequently confirm that it wasn't an argument that they were having. But yeah, after this whole altercation thingy that wasn't really an altercation, they quickly reverted back to their Hollywood style, you know, with bright grins and kisses. So it seemed like that was resolved. and the couple also appeared to have a heated exchange at the Grammy Awards in February of 2024, although they both later dismissed the incident.
Word on the street is that Jennifer Lopez and Ben Affleck are totally vibing on different frequencies in their marriage, and rumor has it they're on the rocky road to Splitsville.
There are rumors going around that Jennifer Lopez and Ben Affleck are splitting up.
According to Us Weekly, the tea is hot. Jen and Ben are having serious issues in their marriage. Apparently, things started getting dicey a few months back when Jen cranked up the work commitments gearing up for her big tour. The on-the-floor superstar is deep in her hustle, laser focused on her This Is Me, Now, a Love Story world tour, kicking off in Orlando, Florida next month. An insider spills that these two are on two completely different pages most of the time.
It was the most toxic thing I have ever experienced.
Just recently, J-Lo, looking flawless at 54, was spotted house hunting in LA. But don't get it twisted, she's just hunting for some prime investment property. However, another source dropped a bombshell. Ben is living in a separate crib from his Let's Get Loud wifey. This isn't the first time they've faced rumors like these, and their fans are crossing their fingers that it's just another bump in the road. Despite their differences, the lovebirds have shown resilience before, and many are hopeful they'll work through their issues this time as well. It's been a whirlwind since their rekindled romance took the world by storm, and people can't help but root for them.
Getting back together, I said, listen, one of the things I don't want is a relationship on social media.
Hold up though, the A-list couple isn't ready to call it quits just yet. Another source chimed in, saying they're putting in the work to mend things. According to In Touch, Bennifer is diving into couples therapy. Ben believes in therapy to a point, and he's trying to be a good sport about participating with an open mind, even though he finds the whole thing kinda whack, says the insider.
You're gonna marry a boat captain, and you go, well, I don't like the water.
He's never going to judge the success of this marriage by what happens in the therapist's office. Ben's got a higher tolerance for drama and fighting for what he wants than the average dude. This source, who's been tight with the Argo star for over a decade, claims that everything is a fight between him and the pop diva. Reps for the power duo weren't available for comment, but the plot thickens. Recently, the Gone Girl actor was spotted rolling out of a Brentwood neighborhood, and TMZ reports he's been staying in a house nearby. Ben cruised in his black sports car, arm out the window, wedding ring gleaming. Word is, he's been posted up in the Brentwood crib, close to his ex, Jennifer Garner's pad, for the past week or so. J-Lo and Ben haven't been snapped together for the past 47 days. The Can't Get Enough singer rocked the 2024 Met Gala solo, while the Good Will Hunting star missed the A-list event because he's busy filming The Accountant 2. But get this, Ben made a surprise appearance at Tom Brady's Netflix roast on May 5th.
Everyone seems to have a problem with Jennifer Lopez at the moment. Where did it go wrong? We're gonna take a look today.
I have decided to tell my story that I've never shared with anybody in the world.
Some of the recent fails happen to be weak tour sales, a baffling album movie documentary, and general online mockery. So where did this downfall start? Jennifer Lopez released a bundle of multimedia projects that were each part of a larger statement about the power of love. One of these was This Is Me, a pop album.
This is me.
The other was This Is Me Now, a love story, a loosely biographical adaptation of the album into a blockbuster musical full of drama, flashy photography, and celebrity cameos. Jennifer Lopez also released The Greatest Love Story Never Told, a behind-the-scenes documentary. It's talked about for its awkwardly invasive glimpses into J-Lo's romance with a supportive but quite visibly mortified Ben Affleck. Each project J-Lo has put out has been met with mixed to bad reviews and general mockery on social media. A few fans on Reddit had words to say about this. One comment said, "I think the documentary exposed Ben's discomfort with putting their private moments out for public consumption. Her need to share it was more important to her than his feelings, and that gave big negative vibes."
You know, it was like a tough one for me.
Another said she's always been a narcissist, but this recent project just showed that it in such a concentrated form that everyone was focused on it. J-Lo herself admitted to Variety that she made and self-financed the musical, which cost her $20 million. Even though everyone, including co-producer Elaine Goldsmith-Thomas and castmate Jane Fonda, warned her about the risk of further overexposure of her relationship with Ben Affleck. But J-Lo persisted, and the results are not pretty. Ticket sales have been so weak, sources say she had to cancel her tour. Now, JLo was such a big deal back in the day. People went crazy for Jenny from the Block. What happened? This is crazy.
If that sounds crazy, it's because we are.
Also guys, her JLo beauty skincare line got pulled from Sephora because it sold so poorly. She might have contributed to that by claiming she maintained her looks with extra virgin olive oil. TMZ dug up an old video of Eddie Berry on Lacey Mosley's podcast Scam Goddess, where she joked about Jennifer Lopez not being a good singer and called her music career a long scam. It was meant to be funny, just an actor poking fun at a pop star in a podcast, but it taps into long-standing criticism of JLo. Some people have always said she can't sing, not even with autotune, and she's even been accused of using other singers' voices without giving them credit, like Ashanti in her song I'm Real and Meghan Trainor in her I'm Not Your Mama song. When asked about Eddie Berry's comments, JLo acknowledged that she's heard similar things before. While JLo publicly brushed off Eddie Berry's remarks, Eddie Berry addressed the criticism in a sketch during her SNL appearance, poking fun at herself. It seemed like a way for both JLo and SNL to handle the situation. JLo mentioned that Eddie Berry apologized to her with tears in her eyes. Her famous feud with Mariah Carey in the early 2000s gave us the iconic quote from Mariah after she was asked about JLo. She said, "I don't know her." This was a rivalry born out of Mariah Carey's divorce from her label boss, Tony Mottola at Sony, who reportedly led the label to aggressively promote Jennifer Lopez and scornfully sabotaged the career of Mariah Carey, his ex-wife. Tommy and the tabloids pitted those two women against each other, and while the rivalry never escalated into any direct confrontation, JLo has always come across as the weaker link. JLo got her start as a fly girl on In Living Color and as a star of Selena. This was the 1990s. These were the years when JLo was loved, before her disastrous involvement with P. Diddy, before her Cold War with Mariah, and before her multimedia reach, before she cultivated This Is Me Now, a love story, which people clearly weren't fond of. One article online said that JLo is an artist with no talent, weak vocals, and mediocre dance skills. This is so harsh. She's actually an awesome dancer, and we've all got to admit that, love her or hate her.
Let's see why Jennifer Lopez doesn't think Ben Affleck is good enough for her.
100%, like I'd never fallen out of love with you. I had just put it over here.
When the pop artist was seen by herself on the Met Gala red carpet earlier in May, it gave rise to rumors of a divorce. The 54-year-old JLo has increased fan conjecture by likes of the mysterious Instagram post.
Because I didn't think much of myself, and so the world didn't think much of me.
The March 19th essay was written by relationship coach Lena Marsak and covered the challenges of being in a relationship without integrity and respect. The first text slide on the carousel said, "You cannot build a healthy relationship with someone who lacks integrity and emotional safety." There were other text slides as well. The message continued, "Why? Trust is the foundation of any relationship. Without integrity, it's difficult to trust someone's words, actions, or intentions."
You know, it was like a tough one for me.
This can create an environment of fear, anxiety, and emotional instability, making it challenging to feel safe and secure in a relationship. The lengthy article included slides that offered advice on how to identify someone in a relationship who may be harboring bad intentions. Lena's carousel concluded with the words, "Without clarity, we don't know where we stand. There is no clear direction. There is no stability or foundation for growth. You can't build a relationship with someone who is disconnected from themselves," she wrote in the post.
Nobody knows my story.
When we are unable to recognize ourselves, how can we expect someone else to? It's simple to get into a relationship. It's a different story to nurture and foster it. After all, love is not a feeling, it's an action, she said. According to a source who spoke with In Touch following her solo appearance at the Met Gala, Ben has reached a breaking point. They disclosed that the actor from Deep Water had moved out of their house and that their romance is over.
Ben Affleck moved out of the house that they shared.
The site stated they're headed for a divorce, and for once, Ben's not to blame. He's focusing on his work and kids now. 3 children, Violet, Serafina, and Samuel, are shared by Ben and his former spouse, Jennifer Garner. J-Lo and her ex-husband Mark Anthony are parents to 16-year-old twins Max and Em. The insider continued telling In Touch that they'll likely have to sell the dream house they spent 2 years searching for. They'll never stop loving each other, but she can't control him, and he can't change her. There's no way it could have lasted, the source shared. Twice, Ben and Jennifer were engaged. The first time, in 2002, their wedding was cancelled. Despite the actor being the subject of cheating rumors, the couple stated at the time that they postponed their wedding because of the overwhelming amount of media attention. They had cancelled their wedding by 2004. 20 years later, after several marriages and relationships, they reignited their love. July 2022 saw the famous couple finally marry in Las Vegas. The US Sun previously learned from a source that Ben's lack of participation in Jen's public appearances is not a marital problem. The insider revealed that they appear to be falling apart due to basic personality flaws. The ground rules are Jennifer and Ben are allowed to go off and do projects, appearances, and work that completely don't involve each other and definitely involve spending weeks at a time apart, according to a source. These are passionate people who love to work, and both of them love to bet on themselves and the teams they have assembled around themselves over the course of decades. It's the strongest thing about their relationship because they're willing to give each other a lot of space when opportunity knocks, they said. But the insider added that the fundamental difference between them is that Jennifer has an incredible golden optimism about every situation, and Ben sees everything, and I mean everything in his life, as a problem that only he can solve.
According to a source who spoke to the publication Page 6, Ben Affleck has come to his senses about his failed marriage to the singer J-Lo and understands they are actually going towards a divorce.
Ben Affleck has hit a breaking point with J-Lo.
Here's what the source specifically said in their own words, and I quote, "If there was a way to divorce on grounds of temporary insanity, he would. He feels like the last 2 years was just a fever dream, and he's come to his senses now and understands there's just no way this is going to work." Wow, those are some pretty strong words, guys, because a lot of people thought that, you know, this was true love, like it finally happened. After so many years, Ben Affleck and Jennifer Lopez got together and they're gonna live happily ever after. Well, at least some people did. A lot of people knew that, yeah, this was just a disaster. It was a train wreck from the start.
100%, like I'd never fallen out of love with you. I had just put it over here.
Now, although Jennifer Lopez was one of the co-chairs of the Met Gala 2024, she attended the event alone, and it raised some breakup speculations between her and Ben among fans. And that's when fans started to look into it, and they discovered that they actually hadn't been pictured together for almost a month after they dug into it and did some more research. But more recently, Jennifer Lopez and Ben Affleck made sure to be spotted together at his child Serafina's school play. And this was possibly in response to headlines about their sudden change in relationship dynamics. So they're just trying to, you know, put on a united front, make it seem like everything is okay, maybe silence some of the rumors a little bit. Who knows?
Getting back together, I said, listen, one of the things I don't want is a relationship on social media.
But it kind of just seemed a little bit too non-coincidental. Despite this though, fans were still concerned about their marriage because J-Lo had liked an Instagram post about unhealthy relationships. So people are thinking that she was referring to her relationship with Ben, and it was a sign that they're heading towards a divorce. On top of that, according to sources, Ben Affleck has been house hunting in LA while living apart from J-Lo. J-Lo has also reportedly followed suit, although a source did mention that she was only looking for an investment property. J-Lo and Ben, they are the hot topic in Hollywood right now. Well, next to P. Diddy, of course, currently at the time of filming this. And they were seen together another time They were out once more, and this time Ben was wearing his wedding ring, but he looked a little nervous according to sources as they made their way through a parking lot and into an elevator bank to enter Soho House. And the pair seemed to send a message using Ben Affleck's phone at a movie event earlier in the day when they were with their children. They were spotted in a car, and Ben Affleck actually gave a glimpse of his smartphone screen to the paparazzi as he drove off, showing that despite them being right next to each other, he was receiving a call from someone named Jennifer Affleck on his phone, but like Jennifer is sitting right next to him, so who was calling him? I don't know, it was just weird. Maybe they're just trying to have some fun with the paparazzi, keep people guessing, who knows. So yeah, like I mentioned, some people thought that this was, gonna be happily ever after for them. They reconciled in 2021 after calling off their first engagement all the way back in 2004. And in July 2022, they got married in Las Vegas. Then the following month at Ben Affleck's Georgia house, their blended family, which included children with Jennifer Garner and Mark Anthony, came together for a star-studded celebration. I don't know what to say, guys. This whole relationship has been such a crazy whirlwind. Now, sources say that, yeah, Ben Affleck, he has come to his senses. He realizes this is a dead end, and it's just a matter of time before they announce that they have filed for divorce.
Let's find out why Ben Affleck was looking absolutely destitute in public.
He's older and he's really but he's broken down and he's on the edge of moral bankruptcy.
Ben Affleck was seen leaving the Italian restaurant Giorgio Baldi in Santa Monica, California, raising doubts about the state of his relationship with Jennifer Lopez. The actor was dressed in khaki trousers, black lace-up boots, and a blue button-up shirt with the sleeves rolled up to his elbows and barely tucked in. He had a white shirt on underneath that showed through the top unbuttoned part. There have been rumors circulating that Ben and J-Lo's marriage is in trouble, on the rocks if you will.
You know better than that.
Regarding Ben's most recent appearance, body language expert Judy James exclusively discussed it with The Mirror, pointing out that the Argo star wasn't a fan of the very public light, which may have impacted his relationship with the spotlight-loving Jennifer.
Was stuff difficult for us? Did we get angry? Yes.
Sadly, it seems to be being made clear to Ben that it's now not only his appearances with Jennifer that make him a lightning rod for camera interest.
Does it happen? It's too late at that point. That's not the time to offer feedback.
Judy said. He seems to be no fan of the very public life he and Jennifer have to lead at times, and here he seems to try to avoid any sense of pressure by using his height to look above the level of the photographers. She went on to say that his expression can also convey how annoyed he is with the cameras flashing. His eyes are rounded and his jaw drops open slightly, and he seems to be in no mood to smile and suggest a celebrity style air of any love of paparazzi attention. She continued. Judy went on, his mouth expressions here instead are either a clamping of the lips or what looks like a slight clenching of the teeth when his mouth falls open. Ben can be under stress due to his relationship with Jennifer or the camera. Insiders said that Ben moved out of the house earlier this month. Ben reportedly charged $100,000 a month for the use of a 10,000 square foot estate located 2 streets away from his ex-wife Jennifer Garner's house. The house has a terrace, balcony, pool, and tennis court, all with views over the backyard area. Furthermore, the house is nestled among bushes and trees, giving it some seclusion and blocking the view of the main road. Perhaps moving into this multi-story house will help him escape the stressful situation he's been in at home with J-Lo.
Whatever it took for me to get to this place, I'm grateful for it.
The fact that Jennifer and Ben haven't made any joint public appearances since the end of March has fueled divorce rumors. The last time they were spotted together in public was on March 30th when they spent the day together in New York City. While Jen had been spotted at several events, including the Met Gala and her upcoming tour, her husband has been by himself filming The Accountant 2 and attending Tom Brady's roast. According to insiders, Ben moved out of the couple's residence in early May. The singer is reportedly searching for a new home in Beverly Hills. A source told In Touch, "The writing is on the wall. It's over. They're headed for a divorce, and for once, Ben's not to blame.
I feel so good now. I'm in such a great place.
They'll never stop loving each other, but she can't control him and he can't change her. There's no way it could have lasted."
Nobody knows my story. I do more than he does.
TMZ received pictures of Ben driving away from a Brentwood residence and reported he had been living there for the past week, despite InTouch's allegation that he had moved out. US Weekly was informed that the opulent home Jennifer was caught admiring in Los Angeles was actually an investment property. Ben's reluctance to divulge personal information about their relationship has been attributed as a contributing factor to the reported breakup. Jennifer's $20 million short film, This Is Me Now, a love story, which followed the release of her new album, This Is Me Now, focused on their revived romance. Their love was also the main subject of her Amazon Prime documentary, The Greatest Love Story Never Told. Ben then rented a mansion close to his former partner. It has been reported that Ben rented out a 10,000 square foot mansion 2 blocks from the home of his ex-wife, Jennifer Garner, for $100,000 a month. A private tennis court, pool, terrace, and balcony with views of the backyard land are all features of the home. In addition, the house is tucked away between trees and shrubs, providing some privacy and obstructing the view of the main road. This multi-story home might be his way out of his stressful circumstances he's been under at home with J-Lo. And they haven't been seen together in 2 months. Since the end of March, there have been no public appearances of Jennifer and Ben together, which has stoked divorce rumors. They spent a day together in New York City on March 30th, which was the last time they were seen in public together. Although Jen has been seen out and about at a number of events, such as the Met Gala and her impending tour, her husband has been on his own, going to Tom Brady's roast by himself and filming The Accountant too. Jennifer was seen by herself when she showed up to a dancing studio in Los Angeles. She was dressed in cream joggers and a tan sweatshirt. Jennifer surprised her fans with the barely there costume in photos she recently shared from the Mexico premiere of her most recent film, Atlas. However, in spite of all the rumors, the couple was seen on their separate journeys wearing their wedding rings. Ben is also genuinely reluctant to smile. Ben was seen when he was spotting leaving the Italian eatery Giorgio Baldi in Santa Monica, California. The actor was dressed in khaki trousers, black lace-up boots, and a blue button-up shirt with the sleeves rolled up to his elbows and barely tucked in. The Argo actor was not a fan of the very public life, which may have hampered his relationship with the spotlight-loving Jennifer, according to body language expert Judy James. She also observed that during his outing, he appeared in no mood to smile. Judy said, sadly, it seems to be being made clear to Ben that it's now not only his appearances with Jennifer that make him a lightning rod for camera interest. He seems to be no fan of the very public life he and Jennifer have to lead at times, and here he seems to try to avoid any sense of pressure by using his height to look above the level of the photographers. His eyes are rounded and his jaw drops open slightly, and he seems to be in no mood to smile, and suggest a celebrity-style air of any love of paparazzi attention. She continued, suggesting that his appearance could potentially be a clue that he is annoyed by the flashing cameras. And in answer to one particular query, Jennifer sent a dejected glance. In Mexico, Jennifer was questioned about her marriage to Ben when she was promoting her Netflix film Atlas. The interviewer was shown in a video that El Gordo y la Flaca released on Univision, inquiring as to whether the allegations about her and Ben breaking up are real. An announcer cut short the question as soon as Jennifer could be seen laughing it off and glaring at the interviewer. You know better than that. As soon as they saw the hurt on her face in the Instagram photo, fans of the television program jumped to her support. She looks so hurt when asked that question, someone commented. They ought to just let her be, a second commenter wrote. She went to promote her movie, not to mention her private life, in Spanish. A third person wrote, instead of being asked about Ben Affleck, ask questions about her work and her next projects. That's what people care to know, not their private life. That's her problem, not ours. She also said that she feels misunderstood. As she shared more about her life outside of show business, J-Lo acknowledged that she occasionally felt misunderstood. The remarks were made while J-Lo was promoting Atlas alone, apart from Ben Affleck, opening up about how she can resonate but is also different from her latest character portrayal in the sci-fi movie. J-Lo said, "We are so different because she, doesn't wear any of her emotions." Speaking to People, she continued, "She's so closed off and I am too much emotions at times." She was very sure. She was like, "This is what's happening. Please listen to me. Please tell me," and felt very misunderstood at times. I can also relate to that a bit. And finally, Jennifer is hiring some crisis PR reps. According to reports, Jennifer Lopez is hiring crisis PR to help her through the possible breakup with her husband because a divorce filing is imminent. Insiders suggest that Jennifer is always making plans for the future by employing a PR specialist to help handle her anticipated divorce in the public eye. Despite J-Lo and Ben having to deal with continuous whispers about their divorce, as reported by In Touch, according to insiders, in the event that Jennifer and her partner decide to dissolve their union, they anticipate that Jennifer will appoint renowned divorce attorney Laura Wasser to represent her once more. An insider told In Touch, Laura was the divorce lawyer who mediated Ben's divorce with Jennifer Garner, and she represented J-Lo in her divorce with Mark Anthony. So there's history on both sides. Jennifer Lopez is one of the most beloved actresses and singers of all time. But is she more infamous than famous? Let's check out why some celebs just can't stand her. If there's one thing about Jennifer Lopez we can be certain of, it's her love of a good endorsement deal. Over the years, J-Lo has lent her name to a wide range of things, from jewelry and cars to alcohol and makeup.
Pick your favorite red, and I put it in the middle.
But the brands she represents haven't always benefited from these partnerships. In a previous Fiat commercial, Lopez drove through the Bronx and discussed how her former neighborhood still inspires her. Fiat was forced to locate a body double since Lopez allegedly refused to physically return to the block she sang about, despite the fact that her relationship with the Italian automaker was reputedly worth millions of dollars. Owner of the Mott Haven barbershop featured in the advertisement, Eligio Cueto, revealed to The Smoking Gun that producers spent a few hours filming in the area of his establishment.
Here, this is my world.
The barber said that Lopez was not operating the featured Fiat 500 automobile, despite it traveling up and down East 136th Street. It wasn't her, Cueto declared. It was a double that looked like her. Fiat eventually came clean, but J-Lo's representatives remained silent. The corporation released a statement saying, "As you may know, people are increasingly mobile in today's world, and their work takes them to a variety of locations. As a result, we took the opportunity to film wherever Miss Lopez was working at the time to accommodate her schedule." The affair became known in the press as the fiasco after that. What's next might be even more surprising. In 1998, a Movie Line reporter arrived at Jennifer Lopez's opulent Beverly Hills estate for an interview and was met with what he denounced as a planned scene. While numerous friends crowded around her poolside, J-Lo was relaxing and enjoying a massage.
It was all like nothing really special.
The actress obviously felt the need to let go during the interview, taking jabs at some of her competitors in the industry, so it's clear that the rubdown didn't completely relieve Lopez of her stress. Despite having recently collaborated on a film, Oliver Stone's neo-noir crime thriller U-Turn, J-Lo claims that Romeo and Juliet star Claire Danes does the same thing with every character she does in response to a question about her opinions of the actresses she was vying for roles with. Lopez continued by claiming that she had never been a big fan of Winona Ryder, the two-time Oscar nominee, and she also disparaged Gwyneth Paltrow, who would go on to win Best Actress at the 2019 Academy Awards. During that notorious interview, Lopez asked, "Tell me what she's been in. I swear to God, I don't remember anything she was in. Some people get hot by association. I heard more about her and Brad Pitt than I ever heard about her work. Just wait for this next one." To a candid interview with Movie Line, Jennifer Lopez also shared her thoughts on fellow pop artist and actress Madonna, saying Madge was terrific at the former but not so good at the latter. Do I think she's a great performer? Yeah. Do I think she's a great actress? No. Lopez said, "Acting is what I do, so I'm harder on people when they say, oh, I can do that, I can act. I'm like, hey, don't spit on my craft." Although it's simple to argue that the Material Girl wasn't suited for acting, Madonna was still riding high on the success of her 1996 musical biography, Evita, when Lopez spoke with her. Lopez hasn't just disparaged one musician, the Queen of Pop. There have also been rumors circulating that J-Lo's brief romance with Drake in 2016 was really a marketing gimmick. The fact that Lopez unfollowed Rihanna on Instagram after the singer shared a photo of herself with the Grammy winner suggests that there may have been some validity to their relationship, despite the fact that the two have had a tumultuous history. Working with J-Lo doesn't always work out. She later insulted Drake during a live event in Las Vegas, telling the the crowd that he was nothing more than a booty call for her. Lopez had previously disclosed that she and Drake were working on a song together. Cameron Diaz can now be counted among the actresses who have experienced a Jennifer Lopez's fury. During a candid interview with Movie Line, J-Lo took aim at Diaz, referring to her as a lucky model who's been given a lot of opportunities I just wish she would have done more with. Ouch. When the actresses were paired together in 2012's What to Expect When You're Expecting, it was said to have been a little awkward because of Lopez's harsh criticism of Diaz's professional path. These two did not get along throughout the shoot, according to on-set insiders. Now claims that Lopez failed to win over Diaz, who claimed that the pop diva was a nightmare to deal with. She's even said that Jen should stick to her day job, meaning American Idol and singing, a source said. She demands to eat at specific times no matter what. She stops work and has an assistant run over to her with a small protein and veg-based meal. Cameron is going crazy over it. The co-stars allegedly deliberately avoided each other, according to a source who revealed details of the apparent dispute to Star magazine. The whistleblower claimed they don't interact much, but when they do, the tension is thick. Lopez just acts as if Cam doesn't exist. When the two actresses went on the Ellen DeGeneres show to promote the film, which was eventually blasted by critics, they denied that there was ever a rift. Celebrity makeup artist Scott Barnes and Jennifer Lopez have a long history together. They hit it off right away when they first met in the year 2000 during an InStyle magazine cover shoot. She just goes, "I like you." I said, "I like you too." When Barnes spoke with Refinery 29 in 2018, he recalled. Barnes is a customer of Celine Dion, Catherine Zeta-Jones, and Julianne Moore. "What are you doing on Friday?" she said. I answered nothing, since I simply couldn't resist the want to collaborate with the stunning Kim Cattrall, even though I was meant to be working with her. "I'm shooting my album cover. Wanna do it?" she exclaimed. We're traveling to Stockholm by plane 2 days later. In the years that followed, the two grew close, with Barnes, who is said to have been an inspiration behind Lopez's characteristic radiant skin look, becoming a dependable confidant in her inner circle. But it wasn't all fun and games. Barnes said that J-Lo once fired him because she believed he had given reporters access to information about her. This was during an appearance on the Jeff Probst show. "It was like I had the plague," the makeup guru revealed. Barnes claimed he was quickly rehired after the real source of the leak was identified, but he never received an apology from J-Lo. "I went right back to work with her, and we just never spoke about it again," which is even weirder. One employee of United Airlines claims that J-Lo's image as the difficult diva is completely justified. The flight attendant claimed in an interview with Star magazine that Lopez treated him extremely rudely after he asked the well-known singer if she would like a drink. "I asked you, what can I get you to drink?" But according to him, Jennifer wouldn't even acknowledge me. Via Radar Online, she turned her head away and told her personal assistant, "Please tell him I'd like a Diet Coke and lime." She wouldn't even look at me. It was sad. She seems so sweet in her movies. As far as we are aware, the flight attendant who was ridiculed escaped unpunished. But a German hotel maid who dared to seek J-Lo for an autograph reportedly faced different circumstances. When Lopez visited the opulent Malaya Hotel in Dusseldorf, Germany in 2012, Prado Dodge was employed there. To put it mildly, she was excellent. I'm an incredibly big fan, so I took all my courage and rang the bell to get an autograph. But I was rejected by 2 assistants at the door. Dodge told the newspaper. A day later, the cleaning company that employed me at the hotel called and said that Miss Lopez had complained. I was fired right there on the phone. Lopez did not dispute that she complained about the maid, but she did label the claim hurtful and denied that she was the reason anyone was dismissed. Over the years, Jennifer Lopez has managed to balance dangerously between 2 extremes: confidence and arrogance.
There's always a thing that you don't see coming.
Traditionally, rather than the star herself, the movie-going public and the Hollywood press determine who is considered an A-list celebrity. In 1998, during a carefully staged poolside interview with Movie Line, J-Lo broke with convention by announcing herself as an A-list star. The positive reviews she received for her role as pop sensation Selena Quintanilla in the 1997 film Selena most likely gave her confidence. Although remarks such as these seem to go directly to Lopez's head, seasoned film critic Roger Ebert lauded J-Lo for evoking the magic of a sweet and talented young woman in the biopic. Lopez provided an extremely immodest response when Movie Line questioned her about why she was a desirable commodity in Hollywood at the time. "Because I'm the best," she uttered. "I feel like I can do anything, any kind of role. I'm fearless." While this kind of candor is nice in a way, overconfidence in oneself may eventually irritate coworkers and viewers alike.
I'll try to pull some more stuff together for the day.
Though not everyone agreed with Lopez's claim to possess the stardom glow, although 1998 proved to be a prosperous year for her. Giggly's unimpressive 6% rating on Rotten Tomatoes and Lopez's win for Worst Actress at the Golden Raspberry Awards in 2003 marked the beginning of the end for her with the public. This next one, ooh boy. When negotiating with a venue or organization before a show, most major musicians send riders, but if rumors about Jennifer Lopez's requests are to be believed, she has made some diva-like demands throughout the years. The Huffington Post claims that J-Lo was scheduled to perform at the 2013 Indian Premier League 2020 cricket tournament's opening ceremony, which reaches approximately 60 million viewers on television. However, it appears that she lost the gig when IPL organizers discovered that she was requesting multiple hotel rooms and a private jet to accommodate her handlers and stylists.
First, I didn't like him at all. I didn't. I thought he was like...
Because the organizers were uncooperative, Pitbull took Lopez's place. But this was nothing compared to the allegedly virtually insurmountable demands J-Lo made before her 2010 World Music Awards medley performance. According to The Mirror, the singer's rider reportedly asked for a speedboat that was specially fitted, a helicopter to be kept on standby, and headphones covered in diamonds to block out the sound of the boat's engine. Talk about troubles for the affluent and famous. Her people requested that she have an entire floor of the hotel to herself to ensure she wasn't hassled, a source told the newspaper. Privacy was a main concern, so she had a piece of beach roped off too. Early in the 1990s, while Rosie Perez was a choreographer for the sketch comedy series In Living Color, she got to know J-Lo. One of the many dancers who showed up for an open casting call for the Fly Girls, the show's dance ensemble, was Lopez. J-Lo was apparently referred to as chubby and corny by creator Keenan Ivory Wayans, who expressed little interest in hiring her. However, Perez is said to have provided support for the curly-haired New Yorker. Perez soon started to question whether she had made a mistake. Perez wrote about J-Lo, "All of the girls were coming into my office complaining how she was manipulating wardrobe, makeup, and me all to her advantage," in her memoir Handbook for an Unpredictable Life, published by the New York Post. Upon confronting Lopez about the information she had been given, the novice reportedly went off like some ghetto B-word, screaming and pounding her chest. Perez said that Lopez thought she was the best dancer there. Perez allegedly heard Lopez yell at him saying, "I know I'm good, I'm better than any of these girls and you know it." Perez believed that the combative couple had finally buried the hatchet after talking it out. J-Lo is said to have made disparaging comments about Perez, who alleges that Lopez ghosted her when Lopez eventually achieved success in Hollywood. Perez remarked, "I was caught off guard. I thought we were cool. I called her up, she wouldn't pick up. Just wait until the next one." During her 2 years as a judge on the popular show American Idol, Jennifer Lopez got to know presenter Ryan Seacrest, but their friendship might not be as strong as we initially believed. In 2019, the singer of Dance Again turned 50 years old, and to celebrate, she threw an appropriately elegant party.
Happy birthday to me.
According to Harper's Bazaar, the celebration was the most lavish birthday party in the history of birthday parties. The private residence of Gloria and Emilio Estefan on Miami's Star Island served as the venue. While DJ Khaled and Ashanti were among the guests, her former American Idol co-star was not. When Seacrest reportedly took a plane from New York to Miami for the celebration, he found that Lopez had forgotten to include him on the guest list. The people working the doors refused to let him in. The entire explanation was given by Seacrest on Live with Kelly and Ryan. The bouncer allegedly informed Seacrest, "You're not on the list," according to page 6. "Clearly there's a mistake. She invited me personally," Seacrest replied. He was shown the list by the doorman. As expected, Ryan T and Ryan Z are present. Ryan Seacrest is not present. After a few phone calls, Seacrest was eventually granted permission to enter the building after being instructed to wait under the fan. Was this a dishonest error or a calculated action? You make the final decision. Combining pleasure and business seldom works out well, but if the rumors are to be believed, Jennifer Lopez has never let that stop her. In 1998, she told Movie Line, "You always flirt with your co-stars. It's harmless." She acknowledges that her romantic life has been unpredictable. "For me, the relationship journey has been very up and down," she told Harper's Bazaar in 2019. As retired baseball player Alex A-Rod Rodriguez comes from a different world from J-Lo's, who has been married 3 times, it's possible that their relationship relationship is working well due of this. Ojani Noah, Lopez's first spouse, was a former producer. Chris Judd, her second husband, is a dancer. And Mark Anthony, her third husband and the father of her child, is an actor and singer. Relationships with Oscar winner Ben Affleck, backup dancer Casper Smart, and music mogul P. Diddy were interspersed amid those marriages. Relationships at work frequently get complicated, and directors become anxious when millions of dollars are at risk and the workplace doubles as a movie set. How does J-Lo handle that situation? She just makes eye contact with them. Regarding her friendship with U-Turn director Oliver Stone, Lopez responded, "That's the best way to deal with these bigwigs," when Movieland questioned her. "I just went in there and we hit it off and I flirted with him, got tough with him, and he just loved it."
It's official, Jennifer Lopez and Ben Affleck are done. Yep, J-Lo, she filed the divorce papers. It is documented. This is not a hoax. She literally filed it on August 20th, 2024, a Tuesday.
For better or for worse, have followed my heart.
Yeah, just 2 years after their lavish wedding, and everybody was like, okay, it is Bennifer 2.0. They are back, you know, long lost lovers who were involved romantically, and then they went their separate ways, started their families with different people, only to find true love with each other in the end. It was like literally something out of a fairy tale. It was something out of a movie, and both of these guys, Ben, J-Lo, they're actors. It's like something out of one of their movies, you know? But no, that's not how it went. And guys, let's be honest here. We saw this coming. So earlier in 2024, we saw rumblings of them separating, and actually April of 2024 was what J-Lo listed as the time of separation. So this has been months in the making, and we saw them together. They looked happy, but then there was some times where they were seen to be maybe arguing about something on red carpets, in public, in cars, wherever. And people were wondering, like, okay, is this gonna last? Is this gonna last? Is this really true love? Like, they kind of look irritated with each other. And then J-Lo goes through all that work to create the documentary, an album, and go on tour talking about the greatest love story never told between her and Ben. And Ben is the type of guy that does not want to be in the public eye like that.
Listen, one of the things I don't want is a relationship on social media.
He doesn't want the public to see inside on all the intricate, intimate details of his relationships and his life. He wants to keep that part private. J-Lo, on the other hand, is like, yo, we're gonna go Kardashian style and let everybody know everything about what we're doing. So right there, the two of them just weren't on the same page. And me and many other people were saying, okay, they're just not on the same page here. Maybe they thought that it could work. Maybe they hastily ran into marriage. And ultimately, as I think most of us knew, it was not meant to be. Also, according to the reports, Jennifer Lopez didn't actually say whether or not she had a prenuptial agreement in place with Ben Affleck, but likely they're both very successful performers, actors. J-Lo also singer, dancer as well. Millions and millions of dollars in the bank. They also have their own families. So I wouldn't be surprised if they did have some type of prenup just to kind of protect their financial assets. Also, the report says that Jennifer Lopez went on to waive spousal support, and she also asked the judge to deny Ben Affleck such support as well. And it's also pretty interesting that J-Lo and Ben, like, neither of them addressed this publicly, whether they're going through a divorce or not. But we kind of saw it because sometimes we would see them without their wedding rings. Sometimes we would see them with their wedding rings. And J-Lo, she threw herself a massive, lavish Bridgerton-style party. Ben wasn't even there. And there's been a whole lot of moments caught on camera where we see Ben with his ex-wife, Jennifer Garner, and they're sometimes having private conversations. A paparazzi catches them. But also, he was spending a lot of time with her and his children and his family, I guess because he wasn't in the best headspace when it came to him separating and divorcing ultimately Jennifer Lopez. And Jennifer Lopez, the same thing too. Sometimes you would see her out and she looked great, and other times she didn't really look so great. So this process, of course, affected both of them differently, but I still think that the effects of this was really, really great, and they just did not want to share that with the public because, again, Ben is not the kind of guy that wants that type of information out there. It's just done. And either way, though, it does look like this was a clean sweep type of divorce. It doesn't look like it got messy or will get messy. Fingers crossed. On that note, this is where I want to hear from you guys. Like, what are your thoughts about this? Did you see this coming? Did you think that J-Lo and Ben would work out? Or you're like, nah, you know, you saw this coming a mile away. Yeah, it's definitely telling because Ben moved out, completely took his belongings out of the home that he shared with J-Lo. And it was an expensive, massive mansion. It took a while for them to find, and he just moved out. So yeah, I knew it was coming.
Ben Affleck is finally free from the old ball and chain, and he's looking mighty happy while visiting his ex, Jennifer Garner, since the divorce. Let's get into it, guys. Ben Affleck appeared in good spirits as he deboarded a private jet with his ex-wife, Jennifer Garner, just hours before Jennifer Lopez officially filed for divorce.
You don't need to worry about Ben, let me just tell you.
Ben and Jennifer Garner were seen arriving in Los Angeles recently after a trip to New Haven, Connecticut, where they dropped off their eldest daughter, Violet, at Yale University. Ben Affleck, who was noticeably without his wedding dress, was dressed casually in a light blue button-up shirt paired with black slacks. He carried a leather duffel bag, smiling as he made his way down the steps of the plane. Garner, who followed closely behind, wore a relaxed ensemble consisting of a black t-shirt and green cargo pants, completing her look with a backpack slung over her shoulder. Accompanying the former couple was their 15-year-old daughter, Serafina, who proudly sported a Yale sweatshirt, signaling her excitement for her sister's new chapter. There's a good chance that they are getting back together, seeing as Ben's been hanging around her more and more in the lead up to the divorce, and when you look at it, it almost seems like the only times he's smiling is when he's with his ex or the kids he had with his ex. I think it's safe to say that Ben and Jen Garner are gonna wait a few weeks, maybe a month, until the divorce talk is over, and then secretly get back together. Might make Violet's Yale enrollment in first year a bit more to handle, what with her dad coming back into her life, so they might wait a little longer too for Violet to get situated. Once on the tarmac, the family of three quickly made their way to Affleck's sleek matte black BMW, with Garner taking the front passenger seat. The group then drove off together, possibly heading to their next destination within the sprawling city. Just a few hours after the entertainment world was rocked by the news that Lopez had filed for divorce from Benny. According to court documents obtained by Page 6, the pop icon listed April 26th as the official date of separation, notably coinciding with the second anniversary of their lavish Georgia wedding ceremony. The documents also revealed that the couple, who had rekindled their romance in 2021 after breaking off their first engagement nearly 2 decades earlier, had not signed a prenuptial agreement. Lopez requested that the judge waive any spousal support, signaling a clean break from their high-profile union. The decision to divorce, while sudden to the public, had been a long time coming, according to sources close to the couple. They've turned the page on all the unfinished business of 20+ years ago. They've seen things through to the end, and they know for sure now that they are not built for the long haul. Insiders previously told Page 6. Those familiar with the situation have shared that Affleck, Lopez, and their blended family of 5 children are ready to move forward with their lives. Rumors of a split between the A-list pair had been circulating for months, with Affleck notably absent from several key public appearances, including the Met Gala in May 2024, where Lopez walked the red carpet solo. May 2024 was a pivotal month for the couple as it marked the beginning of what seemed to be a more permanent separation. Affleck moved out of the Beverly Hills mansion he shared with J-Lo, and was frequently spotted without his wedding ring, further fueling speculation. The couple's divergent paths became more apparent over the summer of 2024, as Lopez spent significant time traveling across Europe and the Hamptons, while Affleck remained close to home in Los Angeles, focusing on his children. Their split became even more evident when the pair spent what would have been their first Las Vegas wedding anniversary apart in July. leading to heightened rumors and speculation about the status of their marriage. Despite the separation, Lopez has maintained a connection with Affleck's children, indicating that she continues to value her role in their lives even as her marriage to their father comes to an end. The decision to part ways, though challenging, appears to be a mutual step towards allowing both stars to move on to new chapters in their respective lives. As of now, neither Affleck nor Lopez has made a public statement regarding the divorce, leaving fans and the media to piece together the narrative from the signs that have emerged over the past few months. Affleck, who shared 3 children, Violet, Serafina, and Samuel, with Jennifer Garner, and Lopez, who has twins Max and Em with her ex-husband Mark Anthony, have both emphasized the importance of family throughout their careers. As they navigate this transition, their focus will likely remain on co-parenting and ensuring that their children are supported during this time of change. Ben and Jenny didn't sign a prenup when getting back together, and this might have been because, given that Affleck and Lopez rekindled their romance after 2 decades, and after both had been through previous marriages, they may have felt confident in their relationship's strength. Not signing a prenup could have been a symbolic gesture of trust and commitment, reflecting their belief that their relationship would last and that they didn't need legal protections in place. Ben and J-Lo have had a rocky relationship, and I'm not just talking about their first one. Let's look at all the signs that J-Lo and Ben Affleck were doomed to fail.
Hey Ben, are there rumors about J-Lo true?
Yes, I believe Jennifer Lopez may be doing that.
On the inside of this ring right here, my engagement ring that he gave me.
Information surfaced that on August 20th, 2024, Jennifer filed for divorce from Ben at the Los Angeles County Superior Court. She stated that their date of separation was April 26th, 2024 in court filings. The couple, who got married in 2022 over 2 decades after becoming engaged for the first time, have long been the target of rumors and public curiosity about their relationship. Ben, for instance, gained notoriety 2023 after he famously slammed a car door on Jennifer. A few months later, Jen spoke candidly about the long-running debate over Ben's alleged sad Affleck image. But Jen and Ben's marital discussions have surfaced on a few occasions in 2024 alone. Although the reason for their breakup is unknown, here's a detailed timeline of all the indications that Ben and Jen were getting a divorce. The Greatest Love Story Never Told, J-Lo's eagerly anticipated documentary, was published on February 27th and provided a wealth of information about her and Ben's relationship. Ben was open about how he and Jen approached privacy and popularity differently in the movie. He recalled saying to Jen, "Listen, one of the things I don't want is a relationship on social media," when they started dating again. "Then I started to realize that asking that wasn't really fair. It's similar to saying, well, I don't like the water, when you find out you're going to marry a boat captain." In addition, Ben called Jennifer and himself 2 people with different kinds of approaches, adding that they were trying to learn to compromise over their disagreements. Furthermore, at one point in the documentary, Ben was taken aback by Jennifer's casual sharing of his personal love letters with a group of her musicians in an attempt to motivate them. "I did really find the beauty and the poetry and the irony in the fact that it's the greatest love story never told. If you're making a record about it, that seems kind of like telling it," he said. J-Lo went to the 2024 Met Gala by herself, acting as one of the co-chairs. When fans realized that she and Ben hadn't been spotted together for more than a month, this gave rise to a ton of rumors that she and Ben had broken up. Ben's agent eventually revealed to E! News, though, that the actor was just preoccupied with filming The Accountant 2 in Los Angeles and didn't make it to the Met Gala. An insider claims to Entertainment Tonight that Ben and Jen had their ups and downs and were not always on the same page, raising eyebrows about their relationship status. J-Lo was discovered in an Instagram post about relationships that same day. "You can't build a relationship with someone who is disconnected from themselves. We can't expect someone to see us when we can't even see them, when they can't even see themselves. Getting in a relationship is the easy part. Nurturing and fostering it is a different story. After all, love is not a feeling, it's action," the post read. Jen went alone to the LA premiere of her Netflix movie Atlas. More rumors of a divorce surfaced after a source said that Ben thought J-Lo had a hard time feeling satisfied the next day. A question concerning Jen's relationship with Ben was asked unexpectedly during an Atlas press appearance in Mexico. She said, "You know better than that," to the reporter who had asked the question. It was revealed a week later that Ben and Jen were no longer living together. J-Lo abruptly called off her tour in order to spend more time with her children, family, and close friends, as she wrote on her website. "Please know that I wouldn't do this if I didn't feel that it was absolutely necessary," is what she said. When June came, Jen was quick to share a cryptic message about negativity with readers of her newsletter. "It may seem like there's a lot of negativity out in the world right now, but don't let the voices of a few drown out that there is so much love out there," she wrote. A few days later, there were rumors that Ben and J-Lo were discreetly attempting to sell the $60 million estate they owned. And then Ben was spotted in Los Angeles without his wedding ring, while J-Lo had a solo trip to Italy. Reports surfaced a few days later claiming that Ben and Jennifer were leading separate lives and that Ben had moved out of their house completely. Fans with keen eyes saw that J-Lo surprisingly neglected to post about her and Ben's July 16th wedding anniversary. According to a source, Jen's celebrity status was not the only reason for deeper discussion in Ben and J-Lo's marriage. Notably, Ben was absent from Jen's lavish birthday celebration with a Bridgerton theme at the end of July 2024. A week or so later, rumors circulated that Ben had bought a $20 million house in Los Angeles. At the beginning of August 2024, Ben was once more seen not wearing his wedding band. Fans noted that J-Lo didn't post anything special on social media regarding Ben's birthday when it arrived. 2 years after their legal wedding ceremony in Georgia in 2022,
Jennifer Lopez and Ben Affleck are taking some space amid continued rumors of marriage tension.
Were J-Lo and Ben Affleck just looking for clout through their relationship? Let's look into it. Yo, check this wild ride out. Word on the street is that Jennifer Lopez and Ben Affleck are totally vibing on different frequencies in their marriage, and rumor has it they're on the rocky road to Splitsville.
There are rumors going around that Jennifer Lopez and Ben Affleck are splitting up.
According to Us Weekly, the tea is hot. Jen and Ben are having serious issues in their marriage. Apparently, things started getting dicey a few months back when Jen cranked up the work commitments gearing up for her big tour. The on-the-floor superstar is deep in her hustle, laser focused on her This Is Me, Now, a Love Story world tour, kicking off in Orlando, Florida next month. An insider spills that these two are on two completely different pages most of the time.
It was the most toxic thing I have ever experienced.
Just recently, J-Lo, looking flawless at 54, was spotted house hunting in LA. But don't get it twisted, she's just hunting for some prime investment property. However, another source dropped a bombshell. Ben is living in a separate crib from his Let's Get Loud wifey. This isn't the first time they've faced rumors like these, and their fans are crossing their fingers that it's just another bump in the road. Despite their differences, the lovebirds have shown resilience before, and many are hopeful they'll work through their issues this time as well. It's been a whirlwind since their rekindled romance took the world by storm, and people can't help but root for them.
Getting back together, I said, listen, one of the things I don't want is a relationship on social media.
Hold up though, the A-list couple isn't ready to call it quits just yet. Another source chimed in, saying they're putting in the work to mend things. According to In Touch, Bennifer is diving into couples therapy. Ben believes in therapy to a point, and he's trying to be a good sport about participating with an open mind, even though he finds the whole thing kinda whack, says the insider.
You're gonna marry a boat captain, and you go, well, I don't like the water.
He's never going to judge the success of this marriage by what happens in the therapist's office. Ben's got a higher tolerance for drama and fighting for what he wants than the average dude. This source, who's been tight with the Argo star for over a decade, claims that everything is a fight between him and the pop diva. Reps for the power duo weren't available for comment, but the plot thickens. Recently, the Gone Girl actor was spotted rolling out of a Brentwood neighborhood, and TMZ reports he's been staying in a house nearby. Ben cruised in his black sports car, arm out the window, wedding ring gleaming. Word is, he's been posted up in the Brentwood crib, close to his ex, Jennifer Garner's pad, for the past week or so. J-Lo and Ben haven't been snapped together for the past 47 days. The Can't Get Enough singer rocked the 2024 Met Gala solo last week, while the Good Will Hunting star missed the A-list event because he's busy filming The Accountant 2. But get this, Ben made a surprise appearance at Tom Brady's Netflix roast on May 5th. J-Lo and Ben tied the knot back in July 2022. Before Bennifer 2.0, J-Lo was hitched to Mark Anthony, and they shared 16-year-old twins, Em and Max. Ben's got his trio, Violet, Serafina, and Samuel, with Garner.